My name is Josh, and in today's practice, we're going to explore how we can take components of a posture, look how that component shows up in other different shapes throughout the yoga practice, and use that new awareness, that new understanding to develop a greater appreciation and depth of the posture that we were exploring in the first place. The pose we're going to be working with today primarily is Happy Baby Pose. I hope that you find this fun, insightful in some way, and I look forward to practicing with you again soon. So in today's class, we're going to explore how different aspects of specific postures show up in other ways and other poses that we might not often associate them with. And the posture and the shape that we're going to look at a little bit more deeply is Happy Baby Pose, and how components of Happy Baby Pose are actually key components of many postures that we do on a regular basis. So begin by lying down on your back and set your feet flat to the floor with your knees bent and have your arms by your side. Feel the weight of the head and the hips, the feet as they connect to the floor. And then from here, take your left ankle and hook it behind your right heel and open up your left knee to the left. Now, as you do this, I want you to do two things. One, slightly press the outer edge of your left thigh towards the floor or into the floor to engage the outer hip. And then your left foot, very gently pull it into your right heel. So you're creating a little bit of activity, a little bit of engagement of the left leg, the outer hip, a bit of the inner thigh. Okay, and then slide your left foot out. And we'll do the same thing on the right side. So with your right ankle, hook the left heel, opening up your right knee to the right. And the same thing where the outer thigh is pushing towards the floor. There's a little bit of engagement there. And then the ankle pulling into the heel, creating a little bit of engagement there as well. So less of a passive move. It's a little bit more active. Okay, and then slide your right foot out. So now do the left side again. So with your left ankle, hook your right heel, open up your left knee to the left. And now keeping the left foot on the floor and the left leg active, same thing, outer thigh, outer edge of the foot, ankle pulling into the heel. Keep all of that the same, but take your right knee in towards your chest and interlace your hands on the right shin and start to draw your right knee towards your right armpit. The left leg, though, it's still active. The outer thigh pushing down, the foot pulling into the ankle that's no longer there. So it's more of a isometric move. Okay, great. And then set your right foot down and your left foot down, and then hook your right ankle to open up the knee. Engage your right leg, how we've been doing, outer thigh, ankle pulls, and then left knee draws in. Interlace your hands on your shin and start to draw your left knee towards the left armpit. All right, and then lower your left foot down. Now this time with both feet flat to the floor, I want you to take your right knee in towards your right armpit. Now grab the outer edge of your right foot with your right hand. If you can't grab the foot, then you can hold on to the shin. Try to position your heel directly over the knee and feel like the knee is moving in towards the armpit. And then essentially what you're doing here is Happy Baby Pose on just the right side. Then start to slide your left leg out, engage the leg, and try to bring the heel towards the floor. Try not to let the left knee bend. And then if you'd like, you can take your left arm and reach it away from your left foot. So the left hand and the left foot are reaching apart. But still remember, the right side here, we're in Happy Baby Pose. It's just the rest of the body decided to do something a little different. That's what I really want you to grasp from this posture, is that we can find shapes, we can find poses embedded within poses. All right, lower your left arm down, pull your left heel in, set your right foot down, and then let's do the other side. So the left knee draws in, lace your hands on the shin. Got the outer edge of your left foot with your left hand. You can always keep the knee bent, and then heel over knee, knee towards the armpit. Pause. And then extend your right leg out. And then reach your right arm overhead. So the right hand and the right heel are extending apart. The left leg is still in this half happy baby shape. Take one more breath. And then lower your right arm down. Pull your right heel in. Set your left foot down to the ground. All right, draw both of your knees into your chest. And then from there, come up into a seat. And from there, we'll make our way into downward facing dog. So swing your shins back behind you, tuck your toes under from tabletop pose, and lift your hips up and back. And to warm up the shoulders a little bit, because why not, come forward to high plank pose on the breath in. And hips back on the breath out. And again, forward and breathe in. And hips back and breathe out. One more time, inhale forward. And then hips back. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. All right, look forward and step to the front of your mat and bring your feet together. Inhale, lift halfway up. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up overhead. And then exhale your arms by your side. So try this with your feet together. Inhale your arms up overhead and pick your right knee up simultaneously. So the arms up and your right knee lifts up simultaneously, trying to keep the left leg straight. Then as you exhale, lower your arms and lower your right foot down. Now inhale your arms up and pick your left knee up simultaneously, so the breath leads. And then exhale your arms down and your left foot down. Now inhale your arms up and raise your heels up, coming onto the ball mounds of the feet. As you exhale, lower your heels, hinge from your hips and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And then plant your palms, step back and lower all the way down to the belly. Once you're down, inhale to Cobra pose, and whichever way supports you best. I'm always a huge advocate of the toes tucked, the knees up, the hips down. If you prefer to press the tops of the feet down, that's fine. Another breath in. And then lower. Inhale to plank or tabletop. And down dog as you breathe out. Let's take a couple breaths in downward facing dog. All right, so one more breath in. Exhale at the end of your breath, look forward, step to the front of your mat. Lift halfway up. Fold forward. Inhale, arms up overhead. And then exhale your arms down. All right, so very similar. Inhale your arms up, lift your right knee up. This time stay here and breathe out. Try to bring your right knee higher and breathe in. And then exhale your arms down, right foot down. When we go knee higher, it's actually technically flexing the hip more. So inhale your arms up, left knee up. Stay there and breathe out. Flex the left hip more, knee higher, inhale. And then exhale your arms down, left foot down. Inhale, arms up, raise the heels. And exhale, fold forward, lower your heels, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, step back and lower all the way down. Same thing, inhale your chest up. Cobra pose, lower down on the breath out. Plank or tabletop, push up. And down dog on the breath out. Breathe in deeply. And breathe out. One more time, inhale. And exhale completely. All right, step to the front of your mat, feet together, and we're going to do one more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. And then exhale your arms down. Inhale your arms up, right knee up. Stay and breathe out. Knee higher, inhale. Stay and breathe out. Knee higher, inhale. And then exhale your arms down. Inhale, left knee up. Stay and breathe out. Knee higher, inhale. Stay and breathe out. Knee higher, inhale. And then exhale your arms down. Inhale, reach up, raise your heels. And fold forward as you breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. And then step back and lower all the way down. Inhale to Cobra pose, to Bhujangasana. And exhale, lower. Plank or tabletop, press up. And then downward dog. This time, lift your right leg up. Step through to a lunge and then lower your left knee down to the ground. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, rock your hips back. Stay pressed to your right thigh, rocking onto your right heel. So do that again. Bend your right knee, inhale. Hips back on the breath out. Again, bend and breathe in. Hips back and breathe out. Then bend your right knee. This time slide your hands to your hips to come up. Then reach your left arm up. Feel like the left hand's reaching away from the left knee. Breathe in deeply. And then we'll twist to the right. Hook your left arm outside of your right thigh and bring the palms together. So a few options here. You could stay with the twist and have the left knee down. You can lift the left knee up if you'd like. Or try lifting your right heel up off the floor. If you lift your right heel up, you have to minimize how much pressure you're putting down on the right thigh. So try to get a little bit lighter in the torso as you rotate. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath in. And then heel down if it's up, hands down, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. And exhale, lunge. Lower your right knee, take a full breath in. Rock your hips back onto your left heel, stay pressed to your thigh. Bend and breathe in. Hips back and breathe out. Again, bend and breathe in. Hips back and breathe out. Bend and breathe in, slide your hands to your hips. And then reach your right arm up. Get really tall, inhale. And then we'll twist. Hook your right arm outside of the thigh. Palms together. Raise your back knee up if you'd like. Turn the chest. And then if it's a possibility to raise your left heel up. And try to get lighter in the torso. Focus on the rotation. One more breath. And then lower your heel, lower your hands, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And a full breath out. All right, step to the front of your mat and bring your feet together. Let's add on a little bit. Lift halfway up. Fold forward. Inhale, mountain pose. Arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, lower your arms by your side. All right, With your feet together, bend your knees. Inhale to chair pose. Take Utkatasana. Now tip the upper body forward a little bit so that your hip creases, the hip joints, can move back. So as the hip joints move back, tip the upper body forward more, lower the hips, and then feel like you're squeezing the thighs, compressing the thighs, and simultaneously attempting to pull the heels apart. Breathe in, stand up as you exhale, and lower the arms. Again, bend your knees. Inhale to chair pose. Then fold forward as you breathe out, hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And plant your palms, step back, this time lowering halfway down. Upward dog in. And downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Step through to a lunge. Now spin your back foot flat as if you were setting up warrior two. Nice long stance. Then start to straighten your front leg. Bend your right knee. Again, inhale, straighten your front leg. Bend your right knee. One more time, straighten your front leg. And then bend your right knee. Then keeping your right knee bent, reach your left arm overhead for side angle pose, Parshva. If the floor is too far for your right fingertips, you could slide a block under the hand. You could also pull your forearm onto the thigh. Feel like your left pinky fingers reaching from the elbow from the shoulder from the hip. You even feel like your left hip's reaching from the left heel. Take one more breath. Now as you exhale, start to lower the left arm down as it passes your right foot. Inhale to triangle pose. So straighten the leg again. Keep reaching the arm up. Slide your hand onto the shin. And turn the head and look up if it feels okay on the neck. Keep pushing a lot of pressure down and into the outer edge of the left foot until you feel the left waist lengthen. 2 more breaths. One more breath. All right, bend your right knee. Inhale to warrior two. So bend, come up, reach out through the arms. Now try to pull the shoulders directly over the hips, especially if you feel the upper body leaning forward. Then see if you can raise your right heel up, lower the left sitting bone down, or at least feel like the left sitting bone is anchored down. Then inhale to reverse warrior. So right arm up, right heel is up, and the left sitting bone, feel like it's tied to the floor. Deep breath in, and then exhale your heel down, hands down, step to plank pose, take it halfway down. Upward dog, and downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale to lunge. Spin your back foot flat. Take a full breath in. Straighten your left leg as you breathe out. A few more. Bend and breathe in. Hips back on the breath out. Bend and breathe in. Hips back and breathe out. Bend and breathe in. Hips back. And then as you breathe in, bend the left knee and come into side angle pose with your right arm overhead, reaching towards the front of the room, palm facing down. And like I said, if the floor is too far for your fingertips, pull the forearm onto the thigh. Pinky finger from the elbow. Elbow reaches from the shoulder, shoulder from the hip, and the hip extending from the heel. It's a harder one to feel. It might be easier to think like heel moving from the right hip. We're trying to get the whole side of the body long. Stay, breathe in. Stay, breathe out. Inhale one more time. Then as you breathe out, start to lower the right arm as it passes the left foot. Inhale to triangle pose. So straighten the leg. Pull your hand onto the shin. Keep turning the chest as the right arm moves up. Ideally here, your torso is directly out over the left thigh. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And breathe out. And bend your left knee. Inhale to warrior two. And pull your shoulders over the hips. Arms extend out. And then raise your left heel. Raise your left arm. Right hand on the back leg. And try to keep your right sitting bone tied down. So heel up, hand up. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, heel down, hands down to plank pose and lower halfway down. Upward dog. And downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And breathe out. All right, step to the front of your mat and bring your feet together. Lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up. And then exhale your arms down by your side. Let's practice those postures one more time. Bend your knees, inhale to chair pose. Exhale, stand up, lower your arms. Inhale to chair pose, bend your knees. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back and lower halfway down. Upward dog. And downward dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale to lunge. Inhale, side angle pose. So exhale, start to lower the arm. Inhale to triangle pose. Stay and breathe out. Inhale, warrior two. Stay and breathe out. Lift your front heel, reverse warrior, inhale. And then exhale, hands down, step back and lower halfway down. Upward dog. And downward facing. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, side angle pose. As you exhale, start to lower the arm. Inhale to triangle pose. Stay and breathe out. Inhale, warrior two. Stay and breathe out. Lift your left heel, reverse warrior. Breathe in. And then exhale, hands down. Upward dog. And downward facing dog. Breathe in deeply. And breathe up. Great. Step to the front of your mat again. Lift halfway up. Fold forward. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up. And then exhale your arms by your side. All right, bend your knees. Inhale to chair pose one more time, taking the hips back, arms up and slightly forward. Exhale, fold forward, palms to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And then step back to downward facing dog or through the plank pose. Inhale. And down dog. All right, lift your right leg up. And then step your right foot wide like you're setting up runner's lunge and lower your left knee down to the ground. Now start to inch your left knee backwards a bit if you need to so that your right knee is directly over your right heel. Walk your right foot in towards your right palm and then squeeze your knee, your right knee, into your right shoulder. So the knee is pulling into the shoulder. And then if you were to grab onto the outer edge of the right foot, basically here you'd be in happy baby pose. So we have the same essence of the shape of half happy baby pose in runner's lunge. We did the same thing on the back. It's obviously a different feeling because the pelvis now isn't fixed on the floor. But I want you to be able to see kind of the structure of happy baby pose here. So the knee pulls in. And now start to bring the forearms down to the floor or to a block. And then as you do that, continue to squeeze your right inner thigh in towards your right waist so that you're maintaining engagement of the adductors on the right side. So the knee is either pulling in towards the shoulder or the right inner thigh is pulling into the waist. As opposed to the alternative would be having your right knee fall off to the right. We don't want that. For this version of the pose, engaging the right inner thigh, keeping the thigh squeezing into the body. So there's some activation there of those muscles. Take a couple breaths. Yeah, so keep working the thigh into the body. All right, now from here, press up onto your palms. So press up onto your palms, lift your left knee up off of the ground. And then I want you to step your left foot outside of your left palm. Turn the toes out a little bit and squat down into Malasana. You could always sit on a block if that helps. Then with your elbows inside of the thighs, turn the palms to face each other so the arms are parallel. With the arms, push the legs out, and then the legs squeeze into the arms simultaneously. So the arms are pushing out and the legs are squeezing in. Then from this shape, lift your hips up a little bit, turn your feet parallel to each other. Try to sit back a little bit, and essentially what you're doing here is happy baby pose from the feet. So if happy baby pose stood upright, this is the shape it would take. So knees, maybe a little forward of the ankles, but knees over ankles, thighs in towards the ribs, the lower back in this flex position. Just one more breath. All right, toes out, squat down to Malasana. Place the hands down, step your left foot to the back of the mat, and then down dog. Your right foot will meet it. Left leg up, and step your left foot wide. Lower your right knee down. Scoot your right knee back a bit. So again, the knee is directly over the heel, just like how we have it in happy baby pose. And then the left leg squeezing into the left arm so that you're engaging the left inner thigh. Then start to bring the forearms down towards the floor while still squeezing the left thigh in, either taking the knee to the shoulder or the upper thigh, the left upper inner thigh, in towards the left hip, left waist. And a couple breaths there. And the upper thigh squeezing in. Keep working the left upper inner thigh in or right. Okay, press up onto your palms. And then the same thing, you'll lift your right knee up, step your right foot forward, turn the toes out and squat down to Malasana again. Except this time, instead of having the arms inside of the legs, I want you to bring the arms outside of the legs. Press the legs out into the arms and then squeeze the arms into the legs simultaneously. So the legs are pushing out, arms are pulling in. Okay, and then you'll lift the hips up a little bit, turn the feet parallel. Move the shins back a little bit so the knees are over the ankles. And you have happy baby pose here. And if you want more of a sense of it, you can even take the hands and grab a hold of the feet. You can even slide them on the outer edges of the feet so you get the real sense of happy baby pose standing. Just an option. Okay, turn the toes out, hips down, hands down, downward facing dog. Right foot back, left foot back to meet the right. All right. Lift your right leg up. Step through to a lunge. Now go ahead and come up in a crescent lunge, this time with your hands on your hips. Take your right foot a little bit to the right to add a bit of width to the stance. Then bend the left knee slightly. So like sitting into the left foot. Move a bit more weight into the left foot. Take the arms to 90 degrees. Raise your right heel up. Won't be here too long. So sitting to the left foot, right heel up. One more breath. Lower your right heel. Straighten the arms. Straighten your right leg. And then come into like a modified pyramid pose. So stay on the ball mount of your left foot. Fold to your right thigh. Then walk your right foot more towards the center of the mat. Place your left hand onto your left hip. Now bend your right knee, shift your weight forward, and come into half moon pose. Pick your left leg up. Either using your right fingertips to support you, a block if it helps, have your right hand on something, and then see if you can keep your left hand on your hip and raise your right heel up just a little bit, like we've been doing. So right heel is up, left outer heel up. One more breath. Okay, lower your right heel, lower your left palm, and then downward facing dog. Quick little sequence to awaken the legs. Lift your left leg up. Step through. Slide your hands to your hips and come up. All right, then from there, bend the back knee slightly. Sit a little bit of weight into your right foot. Slide the elbows out to 90 degrees. Raise your left heel. Feel as if the feet are squeezing towards each other. Lower your left heel, straighten both legs, arms up. Modified pyramid pose for a moment, hands down. Walk your left foot towards the center of the mat. Place your right hand to your right hip. Bend your left knee, shift forward and come into half moon pose. Keep the left hand or fingertips down. Raise your left heel slightly and the right outer heel up. One more breath. Then lower your left heel, lower your right palm, and downward facing dog. Deep breath in, and full breath out. All right, step to the front of your mat. Lift halfway up. Fold forward. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up. And then as you exhale, arms down. All right, so now I want you to take a block and place it on the medium width between the thighs, close to the knees, but not between the knees. And if you don't have a block, you can do this without. Bend your knees with your hands onto your hips, like you're setting up chair pose. Try to move the hip creases back, lean the upper body forward, and then hook your left arm outside of your right thigh, twisting to the right again. So another twist. Squeeze the block, like you're compressing the block. Feel like the feet are pulling apart. Turn the chest right. And stay a couple breaths. Try to minimize how much downward force you're putting on the right thigh from the left arm. If you remember how we did a crescent lunge with the twist earlier and the heel was up. All right, one more breath. And fold forward. Lift halfway up. And fold forward. Halfway up. Exhale to fold. Slide your hands to your hips. As you inhale, rise up. All right, bend your knees. Other side, take your right arm outside of the left thigh. Slide your palms together, squeeze the block. Try to stay light as you twist. The feeling of lightness, you're not driving into the left leg. Use the breath to twist. Really, really important. I can't stress that enough. Use the exhale to turn. Inhale one more time. And fold forward. Halfway lift. And fold forward. Halfway lift again. And then fold. All right, place the block off to the side. Bring your feet back together. And lift and lengthen. Fold. Slide your hands to your hips, and then as you inhale, rise up. Okay, so now take your hands onto your hips again, bend your knees, and then from here, hook your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Lean the upper body forward just a little bit. And then if you'd like, you can rest your elbow on your right elbow onto your right thigh. You can rest your left elbow onto your left foot, your palms together, or any position that feels supportive for you. I like to just hold on to my right foot with my left hand, and I like to rest my right arm on my inner thigh. Just a couple breaths here for the hip. All right, then what I want you to do next is take your right hand and grab the outer edge of the right foot. Your left hand, grab a hold of your left hip, and then stand all the way up. So this next move is tricky, and you'll have to do it in stages, and you can't really jump steps. Can't really skip steps. So this might be sort of like your limit. Like this might be as far as you can take the poses here. Otherwise, we're going to try and slowly carve out and find happy baby pose. So I'd say bend the left knee a little bit. Raise the right heel up to the height of the knee if it's possible. Squeeze the right knee in towards the arm. Then start to move your right knee towards the armpit. And if you'd like, you can actually pop the forearm on top of the shin. Straighten the left leg the rest of the way. Keep the knee pulling in towards the armpit. And then if you'd like, you can extend the left arm up towards the ceiling like we did at the very beginning of practice. But basically the right leg is in a standing version of happy baby pose. One more breath. Slide your left hand to your left hip. Bend the right knee and then set your right foot down. Pause for a moment. And then with your hands on your hips, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Bend your knees. Take your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Move the hips back. And again, like I said, you can rest the elbow on the thigh and the elbow on the foot. Put the palms together if there's another version that you'd prefer. And as I mentioned, I like to hold my left foot with my right hand, and then I'll just rest my left elbow on my left inner thigh. The holding of my left foot with my right hand just helps me to stabilize the knee. Really stabilize the foot, stabilize the ankle, stabilize the knee, and I get better access to the hips. Okay, now take your left hand to your left foot, right hand to your hip. Stand up. Again, you could stay here or bend the right knee a little bit. Raise the left heel. The knee squeezes into the arm. Left knee pulls towards the armpit. And take your arm on top of the leg a bit. Straighten the right leg. So you're doing happy baby pose on the left side. And if you'd like, right arm up. We did the same posture lying on our back at the beginning. So heel to knee, knee towards the armpit. One more breath. And then lower your right arm, bend your left knee, and then set your foot down to the ground. All right, bring your feet together, take a few breaths. All right, then like we did earlier, inhale to mountain pose, raise your heels up. And then fold forward, lower your heels, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. And then to downward facing dog, however you'd like to get there. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right, now lower your knees down to the ground, swing your legs around out in front of you. And from there, take your feet flat to the floor. Open up the feet almost as wide as the mat. And then let both of your knees fall to the right. And then you're going to twist to the right. So you're on the outer edge of the right foot, the inner edge of the left foot, left hand to your thigh, right thigh, turn the chest. All right, and then come back to center. And both knees to the left this time. Right hand to your left thigh, turning to your left. All right, and then come back to center. Take both of your knees to the right again. This time fold towards your right shin. So similar to half pigeon pose, except the left knee is flexed and the left hip is flexed. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So both knees to the left, folding to your left knee or shin. Okay, and then come back up. Okay, so now with your feet flat to the floor, like we did at the very beginning, take your left ankle and hook behind your right heel. Open up your left knee to the left and then scoot yourself forward a bit. Wrap your arms around your right shin. Then from there, with your left hand, rest it on the left thigh and press the left thigh down to the floor. And it's fine if your right hip lifts up a lot. Mine definitely lifts up a little bit on this side, a lot on the other side. Then with your right hand, grab the outer edge of the right foot and lift the heel up to the height of the knee. It's just like we're doing happy baby pose. The heel, the height of the knee towards the armpit. Your right shoulder, try to bring it down and back a bit. Just get the sense or the feel of happy baby pose on the right side. Couple breaths. This practice is in many ways looking at the many faces of, the many forms of happy baby pose. Okay, lower your right foot down, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So right ankle comes behind the left heel. Open up your right knee to the right, wrap your arms around your left shin. And then with your right hand, thigh down, left hand, grab the outer edge of the foot, heel up, knee into the armpit, left shoulder down and back. Again, it's happy baby pose from seated. Half happy baby pose from seated with one leg and half bound angle. Okay, and lower your left foot down and set your right foot down. Your legs out in front of you. Reach the arms up overhead. Paschimottanasana, fold forward, bend the knees a lot. Take 3 or 4 breaths. And then come back up. Bend the knees and lower all the way down onto your back. Take your knees into your chest. And then finally, grab the outer edges of the feet. Position the heels over the knees. The knees pull down towards the armpits. Taking happy baby pose in its fullest expression. Back of the head down, shoulders down. Mid back down. Sacrum probably a little bit up. Take one more breath. All right, and then with your knees together into the chest, take a full breath in and release into Shavasana and extend your legs out. Set yourself up comfortably. Soften the eyes. And as always, I'll leave you here to rest for as long as you need. To ourselves and each other, the practice, teachings, and to the yoga tradition. Thank you.